Hey, Bookman, do you know what's on your ballot this November? Ha ha ha, you're so funny, Bookman. Well, we should find out. Let's ask our friends, the Ballot Explorers.
Did you know your ballot contains more than just candidates? If you live in one of 26 states, it also contains things like initiatives, referendums, and amendments. Referendums are where citizens can vote on laws that were passed by the state legislature, and initiatives are where citizens submit their own law and citizens vote on that. Now we're going to pass it off to one of our other ballot explorers, Reese.
Thanks, Jelani. Washington State has another type of special contest called advisory votes. Advisory votes were first put forth in 2007 by anti-tax activist Tim Eyman. His express goal was to show Washingtonians what new taxes had been levied by the legislature that previous year. The 2020 election cycle in Washington contains 4 advisory votes. However, the language of these advisory votes can be very confusing and hard to discern, so we're here to help you out with that.
Let's start with Advisory Vote 32. This advisory vote refers to Senate Bill 5323, which bans standard single-use plastic grocery bags in Washington by January 2021, as well as other paper or plastic bags that are not made of high enough recycled content. This bill also creates a new tax, which is the main subject of the advisory vote. This tax is the pass-through charge in the text of the advisory vote. Essentially, this means that when supermarkets give you recycled content bags after January 1st, 2021, the store will have to charge you an extra 10 cents per bag you use. Most Washington lawmakers approved of this additional tax. The tax aims to limit plastic pollution in Washington by encouraging people to bring their own bags to the grocery store.
Oh no! My beans! Looks like you need a sturdier bag. Use this reusable one.
Thank you.
When you're voting on Advisory Vote 32, simply ask yourself, do you approve of a 10-cent surcharge on grocery bags that you did not provide?
Next up on the 2020 ballot is Advisory Vote 33. Advisory Vote 33 focuses on Senate Bill 5628, the aim of which is to levy a tax on renting pieces of heavy equipment.
That's heavy equipment, baby!
To be more exact, the bill creates a 1.25% tax on each heavy equipment rental transaction. Over the course of 10 years, the Washington legislature expects that tax to result in $103 million of new government revenue to be used on highway construction, highway maintenance, and other transportation infrastructure. To sum up what's been said on Advisory Vote 33, when it comes up on your ballot, just ask yourself this: do you approve of a new tax to fund more transportation projects in the state, or not?
Advisory Vote 34 covers a tax from Senate Bill 6492. Senate Bill 6492 guarantees the full cost of tuition at any in-state public college or university through the Washington College Grant for resident students from a family of 4 making $50,000 or less per year. It also establishes partial grants for students from families making up to the state's median family income, currently $97,000 per year. The tax described in the advisory vote goes towards funding the Washington College Grant. It is funded through Washington's Workforce Education Investment Surcharge, the change to which described by the legislature in Senate Bill 6492. In summary, this bill lowered taxes for small businesses, slightly increased the business operations tax for medium businesses, and added an additional tax surcharge for large tech corporations. So when voting on Advisory Vote 34, ask yourself if you approve of funding the Washington College Grant via changes in business taxes.
Senate Bill 6690, which Advisory Vote 35 covers, is an interesting case. On its face, the bill seems simple. The legislature increased taxes on large companies that produce commercial airliners. While the aviation industry in Washington state is strong with many companies operating here, this applies mostly to Boeing. The ambitions behind Senate Bill 6690, however, are a bit harder to discern. The reason the Washington legislature would like to increase taxes on Boeing is that for a long time, they have benefited from very low tax rates in this state. So low, in fact, that the World Trade Organization, which regulates trade among almost all nations on the planet, has deemed the tax rate in Washington unfair to airplane producers in other countries. So, the World Trade Organization has mandated that Washington increase our tax rate on Boeing to align with the rest of the world, and our legislature has obeyed. The tax hike on Boeing is projected to create about $1 billion in government revenue over the next 10 years for our state.
So when you're done voting on all these initiatives and referendums, drop your ballot in one of these bad boys. Thanks for listening to us. This has been the Ballot Explorers.